Right, we need to track down Manic the Red. Not sure how. We'll talk to people, try to gather clues. There's a fight here earlier. Two Vanic's men were killing one of Sidious's men. Not quite sure what we're supposed to look for. I should talk to the pirates. Talk to anyone. Someone has to have seen something.
What? What?
Arr. Evidently pirates.
What? Greetings.
Trying to see if they have a topic for Manic the Red.
Hello there.
Suppose the harbor master might be one of the best sources of information. There were people in the Golden Cake Inn that I could talk to, but they didn't contribute anything meaningful.
Greetings.
Right. No help at all. It has to be Panic's men. Maybe the militia leader could help. Although they seem to be more or less just focused on staying out of sight more than anything else.
Greetings.
Nothing new. Can't even see any pirates anywhere. There were Vanix men at some point here, but there certainly aren't here anymore. Maybe the bakers know something.
Spare a coin, friend?
Huh?
Spare a coin, friend?
Ah. You mentioned here. Fate of Panic to Red. Nothing. Just a basic quest outline.
Oi, what can I get ya?
Where I can find the pirates. I don't know where you'll find Danik though. Like I said, he keeps himself hidden away somewhere and his boys don't like talking to strangers. Lester the Molester. Same dialogue. Right, nothing new. So we need to figure out something. Maybe just talk to some of the... Well, there's not that many people we can talk to. This part of the town is suspicious, to the very least. I suppose we can stick our nose closer there, see if we can get something done. Still, nothing of interest. One lousy wounded pirate. Maybe we should wait for night time or something. It's hour 17, so it's right at the edge of it. That might be a worthwhile idea. I mean, during daytime they might not be out here, but when nighttime comes they might be trying to ambush people. We'll go to the Harbor Master. If it's secure enough of an area for Nicarusha, it's probably secure enough for me. No resting a lot. Crap. Because it's the inn then. I wish if there's an actual requirement for us to wait until nighttime that there would be a mention of it somewhere so I don't waste my time. If this doesn't work, not quite sure what I'm going to do. Don't exactly have a huge amount of options.
Oi, what can I get ya?
Last room to the right. Hopefully this will make the difference. Not exactly a huge loss of gold for us, or time. So even if it's a waste of time, really, still not that big of a loss. Maybe Ebony knows something. I mean, she has been here for some time before we arrived. So at least there's a possibility she might know something. At the same time, I would think she would have maybe tried something herself if she actually knew where Fennec is. Right. Pirates. We'll patrol the city once if that doesn't help. I don't know. Well, let's see. Let's not get too desperate yet. Seems like nothing's changed.
Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance.
Nothing seems to have changed. Just the lighting, basically. All the same people are still around.
Not a chance.
Okay, so now things are gonna get a bit more desperate. Still the likeliest area to find something, so I'm going to go there, see if we can get something out of it. Merchants don't contribute anything, sailors don't talk, pirates don't talk, no one talks. It's a locked door, just like the rest. You spot a figure in the shadows. Emrys.
Yes? Hello?
This quiet halfling stands in the shadows, eyeing the people in the area carefully, but with an expression that is unwavering and fearless. Satisfied that nobody is eavesdropping, he speaks. You're Roland, aren't you? Yes, I'm Roland. I saw you walking out the dancing mermaid. And now I know you've spoken to Bard Sidious. No doubt he's asked you to kill Vanek the Red, my boss. Vanek is your boss. He takes a look around him, then nods. I don't know what business you have being in Southport, but I'll wager you didn't come here to help Sidious. My guess is you need a ship out of here and you think you have no choice. Well, I'm here to tell you that you do have a choice. Speak to my boss. You'll know what I mean. How do I know this isn't a trap? I can't just say yes directly. Vanek needs more allies, not more enemies. We're fully aware of your reputation, Roland. We know all about your exploits in Edinburgh, and we don't need an enemy of your caliber. Evelyn leans over to whisper something to you. He's sincere, Roland, even if Vanek isn't. I think we'll be safe as long as we don't provoke them. I suppose I have to find him anyway. Good, you're thinking logically. The door behind me leads to a sewer entrance. Once you're inside the sewer, follow the path west. I'll meet you inside and give you further directions. You made the right choice, Roland. Haven't made any choices here. At least we can move forward. Anything besides the sewer entrance? Yep. Hierarch. Looks like a rogue merchant.
Hello.
Gloves of the Thief. Might be solid items for Evanine. He had a little bit of a problem disarming things the last time, and I did not like that. But these are shitty gloves. Might as well wait for better ones. And I do have the pixie, so there's no urgency to get the rogue skills higher. Take the west. What's in the east then? So we can go check it out later.
Yes? Hello?
You're here. Good. If you follow the path west, it will lead you to our hideout. Vanek is waiting for you there. Okay, tell me, I want to know more about you. Spies tend not to indulge in the passing of personal information, Roland. But I understand you won't trust me otherwise. I wasn't always a pirate, and I didn't always work for Vanek. I was born the son of a well-to-do merchant who shipped smoking grass from Buckhampton to Southport, where it would be distributed across the sea. One night, as we were passing by the Pirate Isles, Sidious and his pirates came. He had us surrounded and demanded that we give up our cargo. We did, of course. We had no intention of resisting. After unloading our cargo, he ordered his thugs to attack us. My entire family. They were slaughtered. Halfling's expression remained stoic, but his eyes burned with an inner rage. I'm sorry to hear that. I appreciate your condolences, but it won't bring my family back. My parents, my sister. I was tossed into the water by some dwarf who worked for Sidious. They thought I would drown being so far from shore. They burned my ship, but I hung on to some planks and paddled my way to the nearest island by the Pirate Isles. Not the place to be for an unarmed halfling. I survived in the towns among the most vicious sailors in Britannica by learning how to stay in the shadows. I eventually offered my services to a young pirate captain, Vanek the Red. By now, Sidious had taken control of Southport, and Vanek wanted to seize it. He saw my desire for revenge and thought I would make a good ally. Me about Vanek, then. I will be honest with you, Roland. 2 years ago, I would never have associated myself with him. He is devious and cold, and that's what makes him an effective leader. But Vanek will rule Southport with more sensibility. Not that he'll start an elected council and turn the city into Edinburgh, but the people will suffer less. Anything else? The halfling looks uncomfortable. I don't know what you expect to gain beyond passage to Istar, Roland. He'll give you your ship. There is always a ship or two going to Istar. But Vanik is unusually greedy for a half-elf. He was raised by humans and has always lived among them. He'll promise you a monetary reward. Don't expect to get it. Alright, goodbye. Join us, Roland. Follow the path west to find the entrance to our hideout. Don't leave the city in the hands of a madman. Cruel son of a bitch or a madman. Pick your poison, basically. Pirate sniper. These guys don't seem to have that many spellcasters. Although CDS didn't have that many either, but he did have a few wizards here and there. These seem to have low-level pirates and snipers. Obstacle course. Why would I take an obstacle course here? I suppose it's training for the pirates. Similar to the Thieves Guild had a obstacle course. Okay, where is the guy? Manic the Red. Challenging. Not that tough, we could easily kill everyone here.
Hello there.
There is an obvious cunning in the expression of this half-elven pirate. He looks you up and down with confident calculating eyes. He smiles at you, but it is an unnerving one to say the least. Roland, I presume. You must be Vanek the Red. I am indeed. My reputation precedes me as yours precedes you. I know much about you, Roland. I know that you are a very capable person. I have heard of your exploits in Edinburgh. Most impressive. I'm also aware of your conversation with Bart Sidious. The arrogant fool has no respect for you. He has no idea who he has dealt with or how powerful you truly are. I, on the other hand, am fully aware of your capabilities. He wants you to kill me, but it does not have to be this way. Join me, Roland. Sidious wants my head, so ask for the same. Help me put an end to the madman, and you shall have your ship to Istar and more. Why should I help you instead? You have spoken to Bart Sidious. By now, you must realize that he is nothing but a lunatic. His greatest weapon is fear, and this fear comes from his crazed, unpredictable violence. Ironically, he's too crazy to realize his own strength. Look at the state of Southport is in. At its peak, it's a thriving, bustling port. Now it's overrun by pirates and the poor. People are starving, Roland. You can put an end to this. And even if you care nothing about the people, I can offer you wealth and power. I have much in the way of gold and magical items that I could reward you with. You may also keep the spoils of war against Bart Sidious. Do you think he will reward you as I am prepared to? He's just as liable to think of you as a greater threat and have you killed if you were to help him to kill me. I'm not so foolish. I would rather nurture powerful allegiances. Why are you challenging him? Not for noble reason, that I admit. In honesty, I care nothing about the residents of Southport. I would not dishonor you by trying to convince you otherwise. My motivations are the same as every other pirate captain who has ever deigned to take Southport. Power, wealth, status. Southport is the key to all trade north of the Sea of Stars. To control it is to be, for lack of a better description, king of the castle. He who controls Southport does not need to go about looting merchant vessels anymore. I could do the opposite, charge protection fees to said vessels to guarantee safe passage. I could charge tariffs and taxes. That is the real power in this region of Britannica, my friend. Any fool can lead a group of armed savages on a defenseless ship. What makes you think you can beat him? Vanek smiles. Sidious the madman has strength, but not the brain to match it. I know I cannot defeat him in a head-to-head war. I don't have the manpower. That is why I set up this underground base, so that I could evade him and still be within striking distance of the man. Every day my pirates eliminate a few more of his. As these men lose morale and numbers, mine become more confident. Eventually his strength in numbers will vanish, but I doubt it will ever get to that point. Sidious has shut down the docks believing that he could cut out the city's supplies and mine, but I do not rely on the port for shipments. Perhaps you have already seen the passage out to sea in the sewers. That is how my men and I came to this place in the first place. That is where we are getting our supplies from. Sidious's tactic is working against him, though he may not realize it. As his men starve, they will either revolt or die. But how it ends is meaningless. His arrogance will be his own demise. I don't want to start some kind of moral argument with him. He's not gonna give a shit. I'm not a murderer. You are a man of integrity. I find that most admirable. War between Sidious and I will not end, and the port will not reopen until one of us dies. So I offer you an alternative. I'm giving you a vial of giant centipede poison. When ingested, this poison is usually lethal, but this vial has been specially formulated to only incapacitate a person. Simply place it in Sidious's food supply. Once the deed is done, report back to me and I shall have my victory without you drawing your blade. Well, I don't see much of a difference really. I mean, there's still justice dead. Just because I don't stick the dagger in them myself doesn't really alter the fact that I'm killing all of them. That's not much better than killing them, murdering him myself. Except it's, well, it's less dangerous. Alright, I'll deal with him. I mean, we'll have to make the deal anyway. Excellent. I knew from your reputation alone that you are a man of sensibility. You are free to use the facilities of this base, but for your own safety, I urge you not to wander into the training area. It's meant for our most advanced pirates, and it is littered with traps. When you have taken care of Stygius, please return to me, and I shall see your ship to Ishtar and a suitable reward. Yeah, the suitable reward will never come, probably. However, with the paralyzing poison, we are able to take care of one side without having to fight both of them. We're going to kill the both of them though. Vanik the Red gave you the small vial of centipede poison placed in the food of Bartzius. When ingested, it should incapacitate him. Hmm. I don't think that that's the case. Paralysis is a fairly common thing in this game world. So imagine me incapacitating the Lord Sidious right in the middle of his base with his men around. I don't think I would have the luxury of time to come report back to these guys and then them doing something about it. He would be cured long before that. Some kind of antidote or something. They have to have it. So that plan doesn't make that much sense. Still, I don't particularly care. It it will get where we want to be anyway. So the end result doesn't matter. We can feign ignorance on this. Ooh, bloody remains. What exactly is here waiting for us? Some kind of a monster, surely. Sea troll chieftain. Vulnerable to acid and fire. I'll just pop my fighters. Extra fire damage should be more than enough to deal with these. Right. They should. The enchantment might even last for the pirate fights. Ooh, good.
My steel will strike true.
Right. Oh fuck.
By my direction! Attack! By my direction! Attack! By my direction!
Attack me.
Attack!
The fact that they're trying to bleed the poison gas or stink gas or whatever it is, and that's the reason why they're doing badly, because they're continually going back and forth. They would just attack, this would have been over a long time ago.
Follow me, now.
Fuckers are just standing
Yes,
there.
of course.
Evanine fell in combat, but her physical form somehow turned into a glowing ball of energy that disappeared. You get the feeling she's not truly dead. Still, she died totally needlessly because of their retarded AI. If there's one thing I truly dislike about this game, is the lack of direct control of the own companions. You can do a lot of things with the AIs, but it takes all of your constitution not to gag at the sight of this human head. It is horribly damaged by the claws and teeth of trolls. The eyes, still intact, give away the fear of the victim before death. The head is otherwise too mangled to be recognizable. I think this would give you a chance to try to basically claim that you've killed someone, or the leader, without killing him. It's going to be a tough sell though. Yeah, hate the lack of direct control. You just can't make an AI that basically reads your mind and acts accordingly in every situation. Yeah, it makes sense to have them avoid not standing in stupid places where they get continually damaged by the or get some kind of debuff or anything, but at the same time, in a lot of places it makes sense to endure and quickly burn through something than try to basically the worst possible thing is to not make a decisive choice what you're gonna do. Either get the fuck out or fight. I think we'll have to rest. I don't want to push forward without Evanine being part of the group. And currently there's nothing really... There's no urgency for us to push forward, so we have the luxury of resting. Later on that might change, so I think we're going to rest. Now's the time to do it.
Oi, what can I get ya?
Still pathetic performance from Ebony. Even with the... What the fuck are you doing? Percy's attacking
Follow me,
something.
now.
Yes, of course.
I don't even want to know. Right. So, what the fuck happened? Evanine has reappeared before you, seemingly unharmed from her apparent death. Evanine, you're alive? She arches an eyebrow at you. Why is that surprising? Well, it's surprising because I thought you were dead. Evanine stares at you with a curious expression on her face. Why would you think that? Don't you remember what happened? I fell unconscious from my injuries, dreamed a little while, then I woke up with you saying strange things to me. No, you died from your injuries, turned into a ball of light and disappeared, only to reappear in front of me hours later. I can't die on this world either. Perhaps you're really a succubus without wings. Percy pauses thoughtfully. I can't turn into a ball of energy, though. I turned into a ball of energy. It is obvious that she has no recollection of what happened. You're a very mysterious girl, Evanine. Are you sure you weren't buffed on the head? He stares at you for a moment longer, then shrugs. Oh, what else am I gonna goddamn say to that? We talk about it.
Hello there.
I'll talk to them once we've dealt with this situation. I'd really like to get moving forward. This is obviously just a pit stop before we reach a larger city, so I'd like to get things over with here. Okay, plan is to poison the food or drink or whatever they're having. Then use that to deal with the Sidious faction. Then I suppose report back to Bennett the Red and take care of him too. Vanik has asked that you drug Bart Sidious's kitchen. What exactly am I supposed to drug? A keg? Poison the ale. The cork is solidly in place, but you manage to pop it out with a heavy tug. You quickly pour the contents of Vanik's vial into the keg. The cook does not notice. And everyone's dead. But I'm not exactly surprised. In many ways, it's actually easier for me. So more or less, I got exactly what I wanted. Right. That's one head. I'll see if I can rescue the people here. Hopefully they didn't drink the same beer, but whatever.
By my direction, attack! By my direction, attack!
For fuck's sakes, people, just actually attack. These companions don't seem to react to the quick commands all that well.
Prepare to be eviscerated, fool! You will regret that.
They get great critical hits. Near-death pirate. You're not sure why Barsidius sentenced one of his own men to the dungeons. Regardless, he's in bad shape. I don't care. Care about her.
Hello.
Barsidius is dead. Her eyes widen in surprise. You... Is this a trick? Are you playing a cruel joke on me? No, he's truly dead. Tears of happiness stream down her face. Thank you, thank you. You have freed me from the clutches of a horrible monster. I don't have a reward for you. Yeah, your safety is reward enough. I never thought I'd find kindness in Southport. Maybe one day I'll see you again. I'll reward you properly then. Well, just worth some experience. Dead pirate. I wonder if you can get something from him. It is Van Eyck's men, so has no item logo. There's other rooms here we could explore, but I don't care. The bigger problem is going to be the encounter with Van Eyck. They did? They are hostile.
To battle!
Well, they might be sucky warriors, but they're still good enough to kill me.
You face your death in me!
Both my steel will strike true. Soleno, I'll see you dead.
By my
No one's
direction,
doing
Arterra
anything.
will die!
Everyone's just sitting on their fucking thumbs and doing nothing. It's just totally For fuck's sake, now Montador is gonna die because of this shit. Right, I'm loading. Again, this fucking retarded AI is the cause of my woes here. No one does anything. Half the team is just sitting there doing nothing, and I'm very much relying on them attacking. That's why I don't use the sequencer ropes or anything. So I expect them to do something, but no. Apparently I'm expecting too much.
By my direction, attack!
Let's try this again. Hopefully you might actually want to do something this time. Let's go in sneaky sneaky. At least someone is reacting. Percy isn't doing shit. Right, now
To battle!
it's sort of a good example how small things can change how the flow of the fight is going. Just looking through our options, I'll slow them down. Even though the threat level on them is low, they're still capable fighters. Ooh. Definitely some kind of a holy shit. Again, people,
By my
do
direction,
something.
attack!
They're right next to the enemy and no one's doing shit. Just die already. What spell was that? Chain lightning? No, the one he cast. Unknown spell. Didn't do anything, but I should probably have that similar spell. No description corresponds with that though.
By my direction, attack!
You're gonna sit there being stunned for long. Should be more enemies here. Might as well pass the time killing them.
By my direction, attack!
Yeah, I don't get what's causing this. These people just are standing there doing nothing for a lot of time. Well, I didn't have this problem with the previous module. Might be something specific to this situation. Either way, it's fairly annoying.
Bonjour. Hello.
The brothel matron looks at you excitedly. I heard something happened to Lord Sidious. Is this true? Did you have anything to do with it? It's true, Bart Sidious is no more. Have freed us from one of the most horrible pirates to ever control Southport. Thank you, thank you. Won't another pirate just take over? Yes, it will only be a matter of time. Perhaps Vanek will, unless you took care of him as well. But Sidious was truly low, even for a pirate. We'll gladly take our chances with another. So this would be enough to just walk away at this point. Pirates have incredibly good dice luck. Critical hits after critical hits after critical hits. They don't still really pose any threat, but
No escape to be eviscerated, fool!
crap. I'm gonna be fucking dead if I don't use the sequencer. They're doing so much damage. Right, critical hit. Another natural 20. I'm dead. Oh, fuck. It's so easy to underestimate them because they are terrible. I mean, they're generally terrible fighters, but I have no armor class, I have no defenses. I cannot survive if I become the center focus of attention on a fighter of that caliber.
Prepare to be eviscerated, fool! No escape! I'll see you!
To battle!
No escape! No escape! I'll see you dead!
There should be a wizard here somewhere. There you are. Again, no one's doing anything. Visibility. Okay, let's try this again.
We shall not be defeated! To battle!
Bonjour.
No escape! I'll see you dead!
Come on, people. Need to go. Still fighting against some pirates. Right. This should be a more serious fight. But Vanek isn't that tough. I can't still exactly go one-on-one against him without buffing properly, but he's the only tougher guy. The snipers are, I guess, high enough of a level, but I'm not sure if they're that dangerous. It really depends on do they have the common sense to shoot me, their arrows, or are they just gonna focus on closer targets? By the way, not sure what I'm supposed to do with if I get both heads. I suppose talk to the militia. I don't think they can take control. I mean, another pirate faction will take control, but at least temporarily it's under their responsibility to get shit done. This situation is pretty bad, so I think I'll take the sequencer.
Hello there.
Give him a fake head or a Sidious head. I planted the poison in Sidious's kitchen. No. Let's say that. Excellent. I knew you would not fail me. I wish I was there to see the look on the madman's face as the poison took hold, constricting his throat, squeezing the last moment of his life away. Told me the poison would only incapacitate him. Well, you must admit he is incapacitated right now. Oh, don't look at me that way. Just because you delivered the agent of their deaths doesn't mean their blood is on your hands. Sooner or later, I would have killed them all anyway. You'll pay for your treachery. I don't give a shit about his treachery, but I need to get the fight started somehow. Right.
By my direction, attack!
Ooh, Firebrand is a good one here.
You will not survive!
Vanek will not survive.
You will regret that.
The archers are fairly good. Definitely not underestimate them.
My don't both walk away from
Also
this.
highly... They're probably rogues of some type, so they don't take damage from their reflex save attacks. So how the hell are we gonna kill them? I suppose we have the missile swarm type spells.
I will see.
Yeah, they don't have that much health.
My steel will strike
They're
true.
still capable enough, I suppose. But they are rogues. Holy shit, you're in bad shape. Why are you in such a bad shape? I don't think I have poison cures. I don't have healing potions either. But speed. Panic had a light armor, but I think basically clothing. That might be good for Percy. There has to be traps here.
Fair
Not a
enough.
chance.
I've been thinking about our spell selection a little bit. I'm not particularly using a low-level attack spells to handle things anymore, so I'm thinking of shifting some of them to utility. My biggest problem at the moment is the traps. While the Pixie and Evanine can handle traps, it's still problematic in certain situations because we don't have the luxury of the AI positioning and sort of get them to work. Uh, in comparison, we could just basically take the take trap spell that would disable all traps in a certain area, like us with a snap of a finger. So it would be very good if we have to do any kind of, I suppose, either with a lot of traps or in traps in combat situations. And I think that's something like level 2. We are not using level 2 attack spells at all. It's a desperation move if we have to use it, but point being, more or less, that we would probably use the disarm trap much more often than the actual attack spells, and we would still have some attack capability there.
Ortano, Fortigiamar.
We shall not be defeated!
Defeated. Maximized acid. Not gonna dodge that. 18 points of damage. 6 after that. We don't care about killing everything here. I mean, we're not getting experience out of them, and the potions we are getting are insignificant. So, we're just gonna leave. Report our success to whoever cares, and just leave. I mean, someone has to authorize the end of the lockdown. The militia guy didn't have the authority, but who's gonna oppose him now?
Ortano, Fortigiamar.
Pirate.
You and me! Let's go!
Ugh. Really isn't much I can do. Same time, there isn't much I have to do. We'll weaken them a little bit, leave it to the fighters.
We won't both walk away from this.
They can do multiple times the damage I can do in a short amount of time. Right. Either way, I declare this a huge success. A little bit of a time consuming because we didn't know what to do for our longest time.
You will strike true.
Just need to, well, probably need to fight all the different type of pirate factions on the streets, but that'll be it. More or less things went fine. I have no idea how tough these fights were supposed to be. It's hard to say how well we're doing. I still think we're not doing particularly well. I'm guessing the big change is that we lost a lot of equipment in the module change, so we're basically paying the price now.
Greetings.
Okay. I've killed Bart, Sidious, and Vanik the Red. He looks at you incredulously. I have had reports of pirates fleeing southport, but that's not enough to substantiate your claim. Do you have any proof? Here are their heads. Captain Joram takes the heads of the pirates that have terrorized Southport from you, then looks at you in awe. You slain both pirate captains. And it is true what the bards say, you truly are a great hero. I've gotten rid of these two, but it's up to you to stop this from happening again. I'm not sure if he's up to it, but I might as well say it. I mean, he could use the confidence boost. Durham sighs heavily. If only it were that simple. We are a small militia, Roland. We are but a couple dozen men and women against legions of pirates sailing the Sea of Stars. It is all I can do to keep the militia we do have alive and well enough to keep the citizens safe when a pirate takes over Southport. We would have no chance trying to defend the city from them all. But this has always been the way of the city. You pirates are as cruel as Sidious was. Regardless of what happens to us in the future, we are indebted to you. I think you owe me free passage to Istar for my efforts. I owe you that and more. The entire city of Southport owes you. I'll have the dock reopened immediately and have Harbour Master Gillen arrange for a ship to take you to Istar. You've done more than we could ever hope for, Roland. Thank you. Okay. We are a few thousand away from a level up. I don't particularly look forward to too many new things on the spellcasting front anymore. The problem is that the higher level spells are not great at damage protection. They have great instant death abilities and powerful magics, but not good direct damage increases. In many ways we have our best damage spells already, we just have to use the mega magic versions of them if we want to deal damage.
Soleno Samatska.
Greetings.
Okay, welcome, lad. I've been told by Captain Joram to arrange passage for you to Istar. Rather impressive of you to take out Lord Sidious and Vanik together. Captain Lester should be waiting for you by the dock ramp just outside the building. There won't be any other ships going out to Istar for a few weeks, so he's the best I could do. Don't worry, he's reliable even if he doesn't look like it. We're sailing to Sirion, the capital city of Mer. It's a long trip, 2 weeks with the wind under your sails, so I hope you don't get seasick easily. I've never been to Sirion myself, but I hear it's a grand city, and you'll find anything you need there. But you may not be returning to Southport for a long time, so if you see anything you like here, make sure you pick it up. You've done a good thing for this city, helping to get the docks reopened. Best of luck to you in Syrian, lad. Best of luck to me indeed. Right. Switching spells. Still have Grease. I'm not too disappointed with these. They all have their potential uses, and I don't particularly have anything better to put in their place. Some of these could have their uses. I mean, becoming 150% faster could be very useful, but again, I don't care. This I do care about. I haven't used the Iron Horn, so I don't know how good that is. Mel's Acid Arrow or Combust. I'll keep them Acid Arrow. No, Knock is on this level. Yet. Well, it's not exactly a useless thing either, but it's it's not nearly as useful. There would be other abilities, but I'm not looking for disabling abilities. So it's on this level then. Right. Um, I'm not really using haste. There are haste potions. Some items allow haste, so I don't care too much about haste. At the same time, Fireball is a pretty worthless spell at this point. You can sort of do a... Well, you can still harass if there's a group of enemies, sort of basically bombard steady amount of damage on top of them. So they either do something about it, forcing them to react to you, or they will eventually go down. I'm using it more than I'm using haste. Flame Arrow is starting to be good though, and it's only going to get better. The only problem with this is that it's fire damage. That is the only problem it has. Right, so at least temporarily I'm gonna give up something. Fireball or haste? Honestly, I see haste being more useful. Do we have a replacement for Fireball though? We just sort of don't. We have some of these attacks, but Chain Lightning jumps from target to target. It cannot target inanimate objects, neither do the missile storms. Neither does Firebrand. Wall of Fire does, but it's not exactly great for that, so I'll get rid of the haste. We seem to be getting 5 spells per level at maximum, so there's still a chance of getting a 5th, 3rd level spell. We can retake the haste at that point. 7th level spell. BKB spells are always good, but there's no saving throw on them, so the spell school focus sort of is wasted on them in that sense. Delayed Blast Fireball. Fireball Mine. 20d6 fire damage. You're basically using these like normal fireballs though, because it's very hard to get them to maneuver into your mines. Not impossible by any means, just not very convenient in typical fighting situations. Thunderclap. The spell has 3 effects. Gargantuan effect. Right. First, all creatures in the area must make a will save to avoid being stunned for 1 round. Well, that's not much. Second, the creatures must make a fortitude save to be deafened for 1 minute. That would disable casters somewhat. Third, they must make reflex save or fall prone. Okay, that could also be useful because it would target casters and fighters. So this would be a no damage disabling thing, and 1 minute. Okay, they must make reflex save or fall prone, but how long will that last? So this is basically a good disabling spell, or it's fairly worthless. I have no idea which one it is. We're starting to see good protection spells. I'll take Prismatic Spray. I like this spell. This is frankly somewhat useless in a lot of situations, but it would take good advantage of our evocation focus. I think it has 2 random effects, 1 or 2 random effects. Fire damage, acid damage, electrical damage, stuck with Babelith venom, paralyzed, confused, dead. And you have to have your saving throw. Bonus from evocation specialization. So this has a lot of potential. At the same time, it has so much variety what it does. It could be borderline worthless against a lot of opponents. Get a single effect, do 20 points of damage, and it's a huge waste. Same with the 40 points of acid damage. With the rest, it might be worth it. Alternatively, they could be immune to the effects, so it's not exactly a great spell, no matter how you look at it. Shadow Shield would be great. Necromantic protection, death effect protections. +8 to all saving throws against spells. Very, very good. Spell mantles, power words. Actually, Thunderclap, Delayed Blast, Fireball, and Prismatic Spray. I'm sort of interested in the Thunderclap. I mean, we could use more of the higher damage spells, but we can sort of cast meta-magic versions of lower level spells. Thunderclap is something that I don't know if we can get it to work through any other means. This is very different from anything else. It can immediately disable them or disrupt whatever they're doing. It can prevent spellcasters from casting, and can basically disable everyone temporarily. Can't kill, but I feel like a great Thunderclap is something that could potentially be a great opener in a large fight. It's not gonna affect everyone, but it would play a couple of guys initially out of the fight, so you basically have time to you both disrupt them and you have time to do your own thing. Prismatic Spray would require you to position yourself very accurately so you don't screw over your own guys. Delayed Blast Fireball could be sort of similar. I'll take the Great Thunderclap. I don't know. I don't recall really ever taking this. So it could be because it's so shitty that I've sort of tuned it out. Alternatively, I might have seen better choices. I mean, Finger of Death is fantastic. So is the Big B lineup. So I sort of just want to see, is that any good? Could be shit, but it could be a sort of a gem I've just missed, because there are a lot of good options at these levels. Either way, I guess we are past the warm-up stage again.
Speak to me.
Okay.
Greetings to you.
Percy looks at you curiously with her bright green-grey eyes. What is it, Percy? Why do people need brothels? Why do you want to know? Every city I have visited has a brothel, and I once served in one myself. I understand that people desire pleasure from such places, but many of the visitors have husbands and wives of their own. Yet people also often speak of true love. I do not understand why people desire pleasure from strangers when they could be pleasured by their true love instead. Yeah, that's... These people you speak of aren't truly in love. Not necessarily the case. After a while people lose interest in one another. Well, that can happen. Doesn't necessarily happen. Falling in love with someone doesn't mean constant pleasure. Well, that's certainly fucking true. I'll speak that. Falling in love with someone doesn't mean constant pleasure. And more important, the other person doesn't exist for your convenience. So there can be a pretty great discrepancy between the sexual desires and frequency of one person versus the other. You're going to have to find some kind of a compromise. But not everyone's willing to compromise, so even if you do love the other, you're still going to be in a situation where you might be incredibly frustrated. And love or not, it's going to cause a lot of friction. Okay. Falling in love with someone doesn't mean constant pleasure. Why not? You can love someone who doesn't satisfy you, or sometimes people need time apart. I'll go with the you can love someone who doesn't satisfy you. Although it is somewhat lackluster but reply. Then does this mean love does not last long? That love is an emotion that passes over time? Love never lasts. True love never. Yeah. I don't feel like I have satisfactory answers here. And just because falling in love with someone doesn't mean constant pleasure, I don't see how you go from that to then does this mean love does not last long? It seems like this is an answer to another option you could have chosen. No, true love is forever. Yeah, I think my answers are also incredibly naive. For a moment you thought you saw a hint of satisfaction in her expression. As I cannot age, I had hoped it would be possible to find a love to last an eternity. I'm sure it is, but probably not with a person. If true love exists, then perhaps one day I shall find mine. Perhaps we should continue our journey now. I'll give Percy the gift of mutilated human head. Tommy and Lester,
Yes?
holding half a mug of ale and wearing the other half. Yeah. You're my ship captain then. No need to applaud, my good friend. I may be legendary, but you can think of me as a regular person. You're a legendary drunk and you don't eat enough vegetables to be regular. I understand you want to go to Southport. A good choice of destinations. It's one of the biggest cities you'll ever see, with a rich history and plenty of entertainment. I understand you want to go to Istar. A good choice of destinations. Will you get me there in one piece? I'll get you there safe and sound with time to spare. I'm going there right now to deliver a shipment of cloth. I make frequent trips to Istar, my good friend. Frequent trips. The only frequent trips you make are to the potty chamber, you drunken old fart. The only thing I need from you is a small donation of 200 gold, which I am sure you'll make back in fine ale alone. Then we'll be off of Istar. Okay, I suppose I have no choice. Say goodbye to Britannica, my good friend. Istar, here we come. Another dream? No. Harbor. We need a place to rest. Oh, do we? I don't think we do. I think we rested between the travel there. Right, yes. Captain Lester offers you a big grin as you approach. Welcome to Syrian, capital of Myrrh. You, my good friend, have at long last arrived in Istar. I hope the ride wasn't too bumpy for you. I'm afraid the sea is a bit choppy this time of year. Tommy looks like he's about to say something, nearly throws up from motion sickness, then decides to keep quiet. Uh, thanks, thanks for the ride. And thanks for the good company, my good friend. I wish you the best of luck in Syrian. Don't think I want to stick my nose into too many places now. This is a large city, so it will have multiple areas. But is there anyone who could basically light a little bit of extra information to us? There's Dan, who looks to be a merchant of some sort. There's Samson's cartography. Right. I'll talk to them. Maybe I can purchase city maps.
Greetings.
This unfriendly-looking gnome busies himself about the store littered with maps, globes, and other cartography wares. He seems annoyed by your approach. Well, what is it? Who are you? I'm obviously the proprietor of this establishment. And what kind of store is this? I should think that should be obvious given the number of maps, globes, looking glasses, and far-seeing devices here. This is Syrian's only dedicated cartography store. Let me see your maps. Very well, but make your selection quickly. Map of the Bazaar environs, Temple District, Viscount Estates, and West Slums. They're fairly cheap, so I don't see why I shouldn't buy all of them. Now, it's a question of how I actually use them. Saves me time for looking through every district. At the same time, You more or less have to do it anyway. And we are going to need some kind of clue. I mean, I'm looking for, I suppose, my own history, but I don't know where to start.
Hello there.
This friendly merchant smiles at your approach. Clams, mussels, shrimp, lobster, the freshest seafood in Syrian, straight from the Sea of Stars. How about you, sir? You will not find anything fresher in Syrian. Tell me about Syrian. New to the city, are you? From the looks of your garb, I'd say you are Britannican. Well, if you're planning to stay long, make sure you visit the markets and the bazaar. The freshest seafood is here, mind you, but you will find everything else there. Just go through the gates and head east through the environs. Keep heading east from the bazaar and you'll find the Viscount estates where Syrian's wealthiest nobles and aristocracy live. Continue through there and you will reach Azuric Keep, where King Tane the Fourth sits on the throne of Mur. You'll need a special invitation to enter it, though. I don't know if you are the religious type, but south of the bazaar is the temple district, where you'll find temples for the Valienans, Velenurians, and Azorites. I don't think you chose to visit Syrian at the best of times, what with the cultists and all the talk of mysterious creatures roaming the city. Okay, so cities have problems, they always have. Tell me about Valienans. They're a group of attractive priestesses who worship Valiena, the goddess of love. They're led by Lady Alorian. The Valienans are looked upon as the healers of the city, so if you have any ailments, just speak to Lady Alorian, and I'm sure she'll be able to help you. Okay, Valinurians. They're followers of Valinor, the god of justice. The knights are led by Sir Faldor, and they are the most popular faith in the city. Since the Syrian Guard won't police the citizens, the Valenurians have always been looked upon as the law. But as righteous as they are, there has always been tension between them and the Azarites. They're both militaristic and they both believe in justice, but they have a different way of doing things. Ever since Lady Tianara took over leadership of the local Azarites, they've been especially hostile toward each other. Sir Falder believes Lady Tianara is everything that's wrong with the Azarite faith. Tell me of the Azarites. These are followers of Azrael, the god of war. They're led by Lady Tianara, and the citizens have always considered them to be protectors. King Tane not doing much to protect our borders, it's the Azarites who go about keeping the orc tribes in the mountains in check, driving the trolls away from the small towns outside Syrian, among other things. They aren't protecting citizens out of the goodness of their hearts, mind you. They like to fight, and it just so happens that the creatures they pick on are goblinoids and giants that would eat farmers for lunch given half the chance. The Azarites have been losing a lot of support from the citizens of Syria lately for their attacks on the cultists in the streets, and they've upset the Valenurians as well. Not that Azarites and Valenurians have ever gotten along well. The Azarites think the knights are too full of themselves and with their laws and rules and such. Okay, what is this about a cult? They're called the Obsidian Eye, a bunch of black-robed monks who have been converting people away from the other religions in recent weeks. Nobody's sure where their temple is, or if they even have one. They claim only the faithful are allowed to see it. They say there is a new deity on the rise who will cleanse the world of war and strife. Basically, they blame the current fates for the troubles of the world today, which puts them at odds with everybody. The Azarites have been pushing around the cultists in anger, so they're getting a lot of sympathy from the citizens now. Okay, what about the mysterious creatures? Some folk around the city have been reporting sightings of dark creatures with red eyes running around dark alleys and such. I haven't seen them myself, but there are so many reports I imagine it must be true. Nobody's panicking over the sightings yet since nothing bad has happened out of them. But the sightings are more than a little strange and spooky. Anything else you can tell me about Syrian? Well, beyond the harbors and environs, well, you find the Keeper's Library and the Mystic Circle Enclave. The library has books on just about everything under the sun. The Enclave has been closed for the last few weeks though. South of the environs are the gates of Syrian where you can leave the city, and to the north are the slums. You should avoid those if you can. You're liable to get mugged there. Besides directions, there's not much I can tell you. Syrian has to be experienced, not explained. Yeah, I'll be going. You sure you don't want anything? Well, if you change your mind, you know where to find me. Clams, mussels, shrimp, lobster, the freshest seafood in Syrian. Well, that actually helps quite a bit. So, cultists, hostilities between fates and mysterious creatures are the main talks of the town. We can leave the city, so it's more of a similar setup like with Edinburgh at the initially. We can't enter where the leadership hangs out. Multiple different sections divided by what their purpose really is. Except, no excepts. Larcinda.
I greet you.
The woman before you is clothed and hooded in dark robe, obscuring her features and giving you the impression that she is hiding something. Her voice is deep and commanding. At last you have arrived. Uh, you've been expecting me? Indeed. I've been awaiting your arrival for a very long time, Roland. I'm Larcinda, a sister of the Order of the Obsidian Eye. What's the Order of the Obsidian Eye? We know. It's their cult. I guess my reputation precedes me. A few people in Ishtar would know who you are, but your reputation is spreading quickly. However, I know you even without your reputation, Roland of Edinburgh. You seek adventure, you seek power, and you seek your true self. I can help you with these things, if you would only help me first. So what kind of help do you need? As I mentioned, I am a member of the Order of the Obsidian Eye. We are a people touched by the Eternal One, a new deity who will soon rise to cast aside the pagan gods of today and bring about a new age of peace and enlightenment. But we are also a people threatened by the fanatics of the pagan gods. They fear us and the truth of the Eternal One's teachings. They openly attack us in the streets. We are guilty only of being different. But I know you, Roland of Edinburgh. I know who you are, and I know you can help us. I ask you speak to Sir Baldor in the Temple of Valinor, and offer your assistance in whatever he needs. In exchange, I offer you your true identity. How would you know my true identity? You do not trust me, and that is understandable. Tobias and Margot raised you to be cautious of outsiders, did they not? Yes, I know about your step-parents, Roland. I know how they died. Your mother from illness, your stepfather in a werewolf attack. They never told you who you really are, for your own protection. But you are no longer a child. The time to discover your history, your identity, and your birthright is now. I cannot tell you any more. It is not my wish to coerce you into helping me, but the survival of my order depends upon you. Help me, Roland. Help my brothers and sisters, and I help you in kind. Why don't you help him yourself? My order will not fight violence with violence, lest we become the same as the barbarians who attack us now. Neither has the Eternal One granted us the strength to fight, for peace will reign when he arises. You are a champion, a hero whose legend will continue to grow. This duty is yours, and you will be rewarded by your identity and the embrace of the Eternal One when the time is right. Hmm, I'll think about it. Though you are reluctant to help us now, you will side with us in the future. If you desire your identity and the things owed to you by birthright, you will help us. I assure you that you will be rewarded by your identity and the embrace of the Eternal One when the time is right. Right, because that's not suspicious at all. At least we have we're not totally hopelessly lost here. We have things we can start investigating, and if all else fails to produce results, we can do what Larcinda is requesting of us. I need to find some place to identify stuff. You wouldn't be able to identify stuff, would you? I'm pretty sure someone would.
Hello there.
Did I? Gloves of Crescent Moon, Amulet Natural Armor, Gloves Ochre, Uruk's Pride. She still can't get most of them, so I'm gonna need some kind of shopkeeper. Right. Keeper's Library, a rickshaw. It's a quick travel system, right? So you don't have to go from a huge amount of travel time from city section to city section. You can use the rickshaw service to quick travel to different sections of the city.